Shalom to the sons and daughters of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and welcome back to another episode of Torah Tuesday. And today, we're just gonna always stick with the law. And it was this may have been a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, but there's been a big thing about you know people bathing with cloths and people actually bathing at a certain time of the week, and you know it's kind of like been a big thing, on social media. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show some videos, and then I'm going to take you back to the law, to what the Most High says, about cleanliness, because the Most High was very prompt on the children of Israel keeping themselves clean. Uh, there shouldn't be a debate. You know, Most High also required the priests that before they enter the temple or the tabernacle, that they had to bathe themselves. Not only that, but you figure the day-to-day um, obligations that they had. They was doing a lot of sacrificing, um, not only because they had to for the animals and for the sins of the children of Israel, but also, the blood that was being shed at the time of these sacrifices. But now that was then, but it still stands because the Most High gives specific laws on cleanliness and uncleanness, and the time of period once you bathe yourself, that if you're unclean by even, you will be clean. So by understanding that, meaning that you must wash yourself, period. Now, wash yourself with a cloth or without a cloth, that's debatable. But to be honest with you, most of the children of Israel, we using cloth because we know that there's dead cells that's on the body that has to be rubbed off so that the body can recreate new cells. It's basic common sense. The Most High knows He made this body, and the Most High knows how we should upkeep this body, as well as what we put into our bodies is dealing with the dietary laws, as well as how we clothe our bodies that He's given us. So cleanliness is definitely just not on the radar. Most High made it clear, but He made laws so that we can understand if something or questionable questions like this come about. Now, I'm gonna play a few videos, and and then from there, I'm gonna go into the law and just bring out certain laws where the Most High tells you to clean your flesh. Okay, so let me share this with you real quick. Kind of getting used to this new site, so just bear with me. Just bear with me. We're gonna go here. Also, these videos are used for fair use for educational purposes as well. So let's go into it. Let's see. Let's bring up this one here. Well, let's see how you work this thing. Let's see.
In there is a bathrobe, and here is a towel and a washcloth.
Why would I need a washcloth?
To wash yourself with. It's in the name. Washcloth.
I just take the soap and rub it on my body.
That's nasty. I mean, you're getting the soap all dirty.
Soap can't get dirty. It's soap.
Wait a minute. Do white people not use washcloths?
I don't know any who do. Do black people use washcloths?
I don't know any who don't.
Really?
So that's one. All right. Debate on this one right here. Let's see what this.
I agree.
Black people.
I agree.
It was on Black Culture News. I got tagged fucking 10,000 times. And it was from an episode that was actually had already aired like a few weeks or a month prior or something. And people snipped this clip of us talking about washcloths being for pores.
This morning, I washed my legs and my feet in the shower.
Did you really?
Yeah. So I'm opposed to it still.
Okay.
Did you try it even yet?
No, I'm not going to do it.
Well, you're just anti
I'm not
leg
black.
wash.
No, I don't think it's a black thing. I think using a washcloth.
Okay, so you heard me say
I agree.
I'm
I
not
think
black. Now let's go up to previous
No matter
when they asked him. Let's go to this one right here. It's basically
a layer in.
when they actually asked him about. Oh, it's not this one. I'm sorry. It's not that one. Well, I think it is. I think it is. My bad.
You're not one of those that just soaps your hands.
Yeah.
Oh my
that's it.
God. Yeah.
That's
Not a loofah or anything.
I've used them before, but not like regularly. No, never.
Wait a
You're
minute.
filthy.
Yeah, I guess I learned this. I
Yeah.
learned this.
But what do you love
I
about a
got-
washcloth? I don't understand.
Well, let me tell you
Let me
something.
add-
I am a poor, by the way,
And you've been using washcloth your whole life?
whole life.
And hold on, were you raised in extreme wealth?
No, so I'm saying not at all.
Oh,
No.
I'm saying that I think that the poor are cleaner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And also, I don't like this type of washcloth. I like a thinner one
Okay.
because
Like almost like rag.
yeah,
Yeah.
you soap it up really good,
And it scrubs. It really
and then
scrubs.
you really scrub with it. You can really wash in your hand. The way you feel using your hand on your body, I feel better with a layer in between. I can really get up in my pits. And,
Hold on.
you know. And then I like the loofah after that too.
Oh, so you
Get it
really-
extra
Really
scrubbed out.
exfoliating.
Scrub your
Yeah.
skin off.
Okay. All right. So let's get back. Let me see if I can get back to here. All right. So, as I continue on to watch these videos, and there was one in particular that I really wanted to bring out. Which was
I agree.
kind of funny. Let's see.
Cancel.
Squeezy. Let's see, can I bring it?
Well, this is the fear. This is the fear. This is a forever, never-ending race. This is a race.
Let's see about.
Well, this is the fear. This is a forever, never-ending race. This is a race thing that I've talked to about many black friends. White people don't use washcloths. Do you use
What's a
washcloths?
washcloth?
Wow, you don't use
Wow.
washcloth either.
What do you use?
I might be one of the only whites I know that uses a washcloth.
What is a washcloth, though?
A little tiny towel in the shower that you use soap to get the reaches of your body, not just soap in your hand. You use for your back and.
Well, I use
This is another joke. White people don't wash their legs. Have you ever washed your legs? No. See, white people don't wash their legs.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I use one of those loofs, but the long ones.
Well, this is the fear. This is a forever, never-ending race. This is a race thing.
Okay. So just want to get back here. And just get into some scriptures and it's funny because when you looked at the Chinese guy, if you seen on top of his head, on the skull cap, that he actually had some old Lashuan Kodash on there. So I don't know what that was about, but I just brought those out just to bring certain clarity of how people think in these days. But the Most High had our laws on cleanliness and on just being hygiene, well input, and he wanted the children of Israel to continue with cleanliness, dealing with your hygiene, period. Like I said, it shouldn't be a big discussion, but apparently it is. So let's just go into the scriptures and just see how the Most High looks at this. Okay. Like I said, bear with me because I'm using this new setup. And I think I have to go here. Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right. So I think I have to go here and actually to get this, but as we continue. Okay. So let me go back and let me see how we do this. I'm going to bring it up to full screen. All right. All right. We can continue like this then. Okay. All right. So we're going to deal with what the Most High says about this. Let's go. We're going to start in Leviticus chapter 17. And then we're going to read verse 14. Okay. Now, we also dealing with, blood, but you're going to hear that the Most High say if you have any blood content on you or any issues upon you, that will make one unclean. Now, I know we just seen some videos that's dealing with just the bathing part of it, but putting water and scrubbing your body is what the Most High wants for the children of Israel. Not only that, but for all nations. All nations shouldn't walk around dirty and filthy. All right. But a lot of them do. A lot of them scared of water. A lot of them put dust and dirt on them, and they rub that on their bodies, thinking that helps to purify as well. But thus saith the Lord, we're going to read and see what the law says. All right. Leviticus chapter 17 and verse 14. For it is the life of all flesh. The blood of it is for the life thereof. So now we're just getting into what the Heavenly Father is telling us that the children of Israel should not eat the blood. Okay. I'm going to continue. Therefore, I say unto the children of Israel, ye shall eat the blood of no manner of flesh, for the life of all flesh is in the blood thereof. Whosoever eateth, it shall be cut off. All right. Verse 15. And every soul that eateth that which died of itself, or that which was torn with beasts, whether it be one of your own country or a stranger, he shall both wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until even. Now, the key part of this I'm trying to bring out is that once you find yourself unclean, then the Heavenly Father said you are to bathe, wash your clothes that you happen to have on. But then it also says, bathe yourself in water. Now that goes for anything. That you wake up in the morning, right? You have to go and actually put water on your body. Like the Most High say, bathe yourself. Whether you be unclean or not unclean. In this instance, what we're talking about is that someone is being has touched a portion of blood or a beast that has died. See, and also you got to take in consideration as well is that when the Most High is telling the children of Israel when they deal with certain animals, and then once the animal has been killed, how to disregard the blood, all of those things matter. Okay, all of those things matter, and all of those things has a place and a proper place of cleanliness. Now, once you've taken care of that situation, like for instance, in this particular precept scripture, what it's saying is that it says, or which was torn with a beast, meaning that an animal caught another animal and killed it. But if you come in contact with that, any part of that carcass, then you are considered unclean. So I'm going to start right here again. It says, wash their clothes and bathe yourself in water and be unclean till even. Now, there's a law that's saying that throughout that day, let's say if it's 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock p.m., right, and you happen to come across and you touch something that's unclean, you are to wash your body and your clothes. And then at the setting down of the sun, right? That means the evening. That means once you have done that, that you are considered back clean again. Okay, when we say clean, we mean undefiled. The Most High has, there's something that the Most High don't want us, right, to walk around and be unclean all the time. And if you really think about it, you think about the parasites that be on everything, especially when you're dealing with blood and bodies and animals of bodies. It could be human body, it could be animal bodies. You know, the Most High is very strict upon that, saying that, you know, the bacteria, you know, the germs that can occur during that process of you touching it, which makes you unclean. Once you wash it off, then you consider it as to be clean. All right. The end of it, it says, then shall he be clean. All right. So I'm going to continue on. Verse 16. But if he wash them not, nor bathe his flesh, then he shall bear his iniquities. So now iniquity means what? Iniquity is sin. That's why I say most I say he gonna judge that. Because why? Because there's a law in which there's a proper way to actually bring in cleanliness to one's body, to one's spirit. Okay. Let's get the book of Exodus real quick. Let's get the book of Exodus and maybe 30, and I'm gonna read verse 17. Now, like I said, pick up on the key words because the Most High is saying you bathe yourself, and then in the evening you become clean. All right. Verse 17. Exodus 30 and verse 17. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, thou shalt also make a laver of brass, and his and his foot also of brass, to wash wherewithal. And thou shalt put it between the tabernacle of the congregation and the altar. Now, the Most High is telling Moses to tell the priests that there's a certain, I would say, a laver, and it has to be brass, right? And he wants it to be inside the tabernacle. And let's find out, once it's inside the tabernacle, what he wants done with it. Okay. I'm gonna read it again. Thou shalt also make a laver of brass, and his foot also brass, to wash withal. And thou shalt put it between the tabernacle of the congregation and the altar, and thou shalt put water therein. Okay. For Aaron and his sons shall wash their hands and their feet thereat. Now, the Most High is very particular. He said that before you come into the tabernacle, you know, the sons of Aaron have to wash their hands and wash their feet. I'm just bringing out the cleanliness that the Most High has installed into a law. Right? Thus said the Lord. Now, like I said, today, how we living, right? We know that we need to bathe ourselves. If not, then we're going to stink. But there's also things that throughout our day that the Most High has established a law that if you happen to be unclean or come in contact to be unclean, these are certain steps that is required by the law for one to do. Verse 20. Yes, verse 20. When they go into the tabernacle of the congregation, they shall wash with water, that they die not. See, the Most High saying that you wash, that they die not, because he knows everything. So these are the things that they have to do, that they die not, or when they come near to the altar to minister, to burn offerings made by fire unto the Lord. Verse 21. So they shall wash their hands and their feet, that they die not. And it shall be a statute forever to them, even to him and to his seed throughout their generations. So Most High gave very particular. And now he said it shall be forever and it shall be throughout their generations. All right, let's go back to Leviticus. Bring up verse 15. And I'm going to start at verse 15. And the priest shall offer them, the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for him before the Lord for this issue. And if a man's seed of copulation go out from him, now we're talking about a man's seed, meaning this particular, I wanted to bring this out just to bring out a point about cleanliness. All right. Now it says in verse 16, if a man's seed of copulation go out from him. So now we're talking about a man that may have a wet dream. Okay. Or a man that have sex, that night or whenever he has it, that his seed, once his seed leave from him, then he is considered to be unclean for that period of time until he do the proper steps of cleanliness that the Most High required us to do. So I'll start from the top again at verse 6. If any man's seed of copulation go out from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be unclean until the evening. So now it's telling you. So there, you got some episodes where you be maybe watching a movie or something where they will be intimate, a man and a woman, and all of a sudden, the day breaks and then they jump up and they don't go in there and bathe at all. They jump up, oh, I'm late. I got a meeting or whatever. And they start sliding on their clothes and putting on, just running around. That right there, that's nasty. That's completely nasty. And the Most High is telling you that, no, you have to wash your flesh with water. Okay? Don't go in there splashing around and with a little, and like I said, now, if you got a problem with a washcloth, then how in the hell, how are you getting water on you? If you, like I said, I just thinking about it, it's like, okay, what does say the Lord? What is the law saying? The law saying that then he shall wash all his flesh with water and be unclean till even, meaning that he'll be unclean and until the sun goes down the next or that evening, put it that way, But here it is, right here. The Most High is pointing it out. Let me see, verse 17. And every garment and every skin thereon is the seed of copulation shall be washed with water and be unclean till even. So he's even telling you that even, where you lay down at and had intimacy at, that particular sheet and things of that nature that's on the bed has to be pulled off and also has to be clean. Okay. Now it goes into even more about cleanliness when you read verses 18. And I'm going to read 18 and 19 because this is also talking about the woman and is dealing with her issue, right? Dealing with her period and how she's supposed to be taking care of herself according to the law. Okay, verse 18. The woman also, which whom man shall lie with seed of copulation, they shall both bathe themselves in water and be unclean till even. So now he's telling you that there's no jumping up, throwing on your clothes, and then heading out. No, you got to put some water on your body. After you've had intimacy, you got to go in and wash, period. Okay? Verse 19. And if a woman having an issue of her issue in her flesh be blood, she shall be put apart 7 days, and whatsoever touches her shall be unclean until even. Okay, that's when she's dealing with her menstrual cycle. Okay, so even with that, the Most High, you see, you take these laws and then you just put them in basic common sense. And one of the basic common sense things is that, whether you use a washcloth or not, which to me personally, I have to use a washcloth because, like I said, you're removing the dead cells from the body so that new cells can grow, skin cells can grow, right? And also, that's how the Most High made our bodies, period. Okay, so it continues to go on, and it gives some explanation about the woman when she's on her menstrual cycle, and it tells her the proper things to do. Let me get Deuteronomy real quick. Remember, we deal with the law here on Torah Tuesday. That's what I kind of deal with. So, and I just bring out certain laws to make one think and also to make one go and read it for yourself. A lot of these precepts I bring out, I'm cutting to the chase for the sake of time, but you should go back and read the whole chapter, okay? The whole chapter of certain precepts that I'm actually providing. Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse 10. Now, we're still dealing with cleanliness and we're still dealing with uncleanness, or how the Most High properly want us to bathe ourselves, okay? If there be among you any man that is not clean by reason of uncleanness, that chance him by night, going back to man have, a wet dream, then shall he go abroad out of the camp. He shall not come within the camp. But, verse 11, but it shall be when the evening come on, he shall wash himself with water. And when the sun is down, see, that's the evening coming in. See, that's why he said that he'll be unclean until even. So now it actually pointing out when the sun is down, he shall come into the camp again. Right. So now he's telling you that, yeah, by you being unclean, you have to separate yourself. You have to separate yourself from others so that you won't contaminate them in per se. So this thing goes really deep when you start understanding the cleanliness, how the Most High has planned. But once again, I'm just bringing certain scriptures out so that we will understand when conversations like whether or not you the way that you bathe yourself, is saying according to the law that you must wash. I was going to bring out some other ones where certain people say, they bathe, out of a week, maybe once or twice a week. That's not proper. That's not proper according to the laws of the Most High we just read. Because when he said that he separate the clean from the unclean, and that goes with food, that goes with personal hygiene. The Most High requires the children of Israel to definitely keep up their personal hygiene, period. So, I just want to bring out that real quick. I have other videos that's dealing with the cleanliness of a woman, the cleanliness of a man, that goes into more detail on what things make you unclean. And I just happened to kind of run across these other videos just to say, okay, well, let's dive into this and see, what the law says about putting water on your body. Okay. And it may not say about the cloth, but I tell you what, put that cloth on your body, put that washcloth on your body, because that helps. That helps. Trust me. All right. So with that, I say shalom.